Hey guys, welcome back to update from me. This is my spiritual progress of being a type 3. And I'm very excited because, a lot has happened in the last couple months and, henceforth, the last year. And I want to kind of rediscover those moments with you, a little bit of this actually, rediscover some thoughts with you about my progress and to show you a little like a day in the life of me and how I got from there to here and where I plan on going. What my spiritual progress and development has been like, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, if you follow me, my demeanor has kind of changed a little. I'm actually a little more slower. Um, I've been a little bit more reserved. You can't see it right now, but I became somewhat of a wine enthusiast. I have a new living arrangement. I live, I have my own apartment, which is really nice, and I'm really happy that I could make that next step forward. Um, Got a network of friends that I feel comfortable with. Usually, like I'm a lone wolf, but since I've moved out of New York to Florida, I've been able to just focus on work and having fun and kind of just enjoying myself, which is breeding a new kind of development for me. Normally, I don't like to have fun. Normally, I'm just all, work, which I am doing. Less of the dating. I just got out of something recently here. Of course, I moved from New York to Florida. I already had situations already pre-planned with people, and I was dating somebody for a month and a half, which ended. I believe she was an ENFJ. Didn't really go over that well. In another video, I'll describe that. But I moved to Florida pretty much homeless. I thought I was going to get into an apartment, and I didn't. Just really bad pre-planning on my end. And, I was homeless, lived at a homeless shelter for about a month and a half. With the support of one of my better friends, I was able to couch surf, and, upon getting a job within maybe a week or less of being here in Florida, I got that job, started working, started doing well, and I guess I can modestly say I'm not doing a bad job, and I could be doing better. I could be doing way better. I'm not even performing right now in the top 60 to 75%. So I really need to pick it up. Even though I'm new, I see that as not being good enough. I don't see that as being acceptable. So I'm going to talk about some things today for a little while that, have to do with how I see things, where I want myself to go, what direction I want myself to go towards, some goods that I appreciate in my life right now, the bads that I wish I want to work on. It's going to be all over the place. And this is the mindset that I'm a tri-type 369. I'm an ENFP. Type 3, obviously, the achiever. I consider myself to be more of a 3-wing 4 than a 3-wing 2. I'm an intimate professional. I like to, my one-on-one relationships in the workplace mean the world to me. I will leave a place if somebody I highly value in management, for the most part, leaves or is reassigned to where I can't work with that individual. I like working with type 3s and type 9s at work. They kind of stick out to me, and I gravitate towards them. I tend to be very reserved at work. There's actually this really cool thing, and I'm starting off with this because it's been on my mind lately. So there's this really cool thing I wanted to read to you guys, and it's pretty much like how I am at work. And I thought it would be really funny to to read out loud to you guys. Just give me 1 second. Um, so, what type threes tell us about themselves? No. Relating, is it here? No. Relating to threes. I'm just trying to find it. Hold on. Uh, Psychology, strengths, challenges, defense, awareness, and practice. Maybe it's here. No. Is it here? No. I don't know where it is actually. Huh. What do they tell us about themselves? Relating to these. Interesting. Anyway, I'm just gonna talk from my heart, right? Because that's what matters most. Um, so as a type 3 in the workplace, I'm very to myself. I always like to crowdsource and ask people. Let me see if I can get this in. There we go. I always crowdsource and ask people questions at work. How people, see me, what are their first impressions of me, because I like to know how I come off to others. I'm very to myself. My desk at work is just very methodically clean, very, very clean, very like put together. I put a lot of psychology into how my future clients will see me and will see working with me. So being, I like to think I'm a type 3 that prefers this like the sexual self-preservation style of socializing. And so my one-on-one experiences really mean the world to me at work. And so when I feel like I disrupt something, like yesterday, I felt as if because I had failed a certain client's needs within that moment, and my type 3 manager, pretty much said that, I dropped the ball. That kind of like stung because, I really want to get closer with him. And I felt that lately I have been kind of going in a not the best direction. And that's kind of getting to me, kind of sort of. And so how I kind of counteracted that situation of feeling kind of not so well, not so good, feeling worthless. I went around and crowdsourced, different, different people that I talk to very frequently. And I'm like, okay, hey, like, what was your first impressions of me? Not to counteract what was done to me by my manager, who's a type 3. Of course, he wants me to know that I dropped the ball. And of course, he didn't do it in the best, empathetical way. But I wanted to revalidate that what I was feeling and what is true makes sense. And I was just asking around, what people thought of me in terms of their first impressions, to kind of revalidate that, I am competent, that I strive to be competent, that I strive to be a particular kind of way, that I can be principled, that I am still principled. It's just really important for me it's very important for me to not only be principled in a presentational kind of way, but to try to live true to those things, because I would want to think that I am competent, and I would like to think that I'm principled and just and efficient and, yeah, sure, task driven. That my relationships at my work environment do mean a lot, that the relationships I build mean something for both the people I work with some of the time, but my clients most importantly. I want people that I work with to know that I do the job right. I do it right the first time, and I'm the only person that you need to come to do it right. So I do a lot of troubleshooting. I kind of actually go back and forth between 359 and 369, the solution master and the mediator. And I can see where I'm very strong with mediating because I'm very hardcore with building relationships. My type 3 manager believes that I spend too much time with clients, more so than I need to. Like, I dropped the ball yesterday in spending way too long in the beginning processes of my sales route. And it was because I was trying to mediate and try to be exact and perfect where this client needed to be. But, I just was in the right mind, and I was tired, and I wasn't really doing it the right way, the process the right way. I'm very process driven. And very process driven. I'm just saying it very frequently in sentences, and even I'll catch to other type threes like my manager, not being process driven, more acting on his ESTP urges that counteract like a process, or that counteract what he thinks is right. So that may be a different, that may be a different similarity. That'd be a good comparison between an ESTP type 3 and an ENFP type 3, is that I'm more prone to obeying a particular process because it's going to meet the needs of my clients, versus seeing how an ESTP may see it being type 3 of something needs to get done and the process can only go so far, and it's, although well respected, it can't be followed if the outcome isn't going to be achieved, right? And so one is about the process, and one is about the outcome between the two types, I believe. So I'm to myself at work, when it's 5 hours straight of working and I need to take like a 10-minute break, I'll randomly just start talking to people. And they'll usually be deep conversations. I usually stay away from group social, like group work group like conversations. I'm not really about joining work groups, people slacking off. Like, I asked one of the receptionists, I'm like, how do what were your first impressions of me? What do you notice about my day to day? And she's like, of all the people that work here, you're probably in the top of just working, be on the phone, working with clients, at your desk, doing something productive. And I like to stay productive. I like to, both in my personal and professional life, I like to stay productive. And, I've come a long way. And I just want to make sure I keep moving forward. I'm back in car sales, which is different from what I was doing previously. I was serving at a restaurant in New York, and it really wasn't fulfilling for me. Although it kind of had like that move spirit, I didn't have that time to spend with my clients at tables. Because obviously it's just really more about efficiency and just moving. Just keep moving and taking orders and all that stuff, and all that's fine. It just didn't work out. And so that kind of hurt me in a way. So I moved down to Florida, wanting to get back into something that felt comfortable to me, something that I know that I could excel at. And to be honest, between the last year, I haven't really been personal growth driven. And I always say this to you guys, that I want to get back into, YouTube, and just, I've just been slacking on my reading. I've been slacking on, working out, even although I've been working out pretty frequently. I'm just having more fun. I've been trying to counteract my drive to do duty with having fun, and it's just another side to me. And it's I don't know. I honestly don't value it, but I'm doing it because I know I need to. Moving to Florida, I'm striving for that security, and I've almost achieved it. I have this place now. I got pretty cool roommates. I'm able to afford my living arrangements here. I have friends. I have a friend group that I enjoy. And I really haven't had that much time to do this kind of work, to do my YouTube, do interviews, do my coaching, because I've just been focused on surviving, and I'm still focused on surviving. And I'm getting there. In another month or two, I'll probably be way better off. But For the most part, like, I'm just getting there, having this place, I'll be getting a car soon because I'm used to you just taking the bus and Ubering everywhere. So I'm going to be getting a scooter soon, hopefully. And then once that's done, my next goal is to get a cat, um, get a scooter, get a car and a scooter, and reach my income goal. And then from there, I don't know, probably leave the car business and just focus on my investments. Um, I really enjoy investing, so it's something I really want to strive to be better to be better at. I want to invest. I want to coach. I want to just set up my own sales driven business of what I love to do, and that's the goal. I'm not really working towards that now because I'm working towards security right now. Um, with the tri type, I actually think I'm like a 396. I think that like I strive like to obviously work my ass off towards my goals, but I need that harmony first. And once I have that harmony, then I get that security, which is very, very counterintuitive because you usually get harmony when you have that security. But it's just very weird. So I'm always like conflicting with what I want to strive to have versus what I need first though before to do it. Um, and so right now I'm striving just for what I normally don't do, and I'm striving to work my butt off and then strive for that security, and then I'll get that harmony. Then I can just relax. And so it's nice today. I have my day off, and I can just sit at home and do some things that I like to do, and um, project the next things that I need to do to reach my goals, and to kind of read a little bit, do whatever I need to. There's just so much I need to do so far for my place, and I have like tons of lists. It's actually kind of funny. I can remember the day or the couple of days that and I thank Damon for that. That I should really explore lists, and I just love writing lists now, and they kind of bring my life together in its own little way. And so let's talk about my personal life. Let's not talk about what I want to fucking do with, my goals and shit, because I feel like I'm just always talking about that. Um, a big part of my life is, finding an intimate partner, and having people around me that I like to, I actually enjoy being around, not just tolerating or putting up with because they're convenient. And I feel I think most of it has to do with being in a secure place, and then I'll be able to, have time to explore, meeting people. Um, I mean, again, I have my network now, but it's not very sufficient. It's not something I personally believe is a network for me, and so I believe that when I really continue my passions and stuff, people will be unlocked to me, thereof. Um, but my personal life, I'm always dating. I'm always just, I always have intimate encounters. I'm always just striving for that intimacy, because I live a life of total polar opposites, kind of, where I'm just all work or all, dating relationships. Friendships really don't really have that much of a value for me that I've noticed, except for a few. And in my personal friendships, I definitely value, goals. Like, we're, friends that are very goal driven, friends that are very emotionally charged, very emotional, very empathetic. Um, doers usually. Not people who like to not sit still, but they have places that they're trying to get to, right? And um, most of them are competent individuals. They're people who are very intelligent. I only enjoy very intelligent people normally, depending on the circumstance. Normally I just like to hang out at a coffee shop or hang out and pretty much do nothing, and chill and talk and converse, and normally just have really great conversations. Like, my ideal is probably to have a couple of like 3 to 6 friends in a room around a fireplace or at a coffee shop. We're all drinking wine, we're all chilling, and we're all just talking about life and what we want to do, and our challenges, overcoming our challenges, pretty much personal dev. And participating, in life with people who are trying to grow and do more for the world. And so that's why it's kind of hard to find people like this, because I have such like a standard of that I'm trying to find within other people, that, it just sounds like I should just be friends with all other type threes, which, has some kind of truth to it. A lot of people I've vibed with in the past have been, or have had type threes and type 3 in their tri-type, or something along the lines of that. Just trying to move over here for the light, so it's been a struggle, because I've always kind of lived with just work or relationships, and then everybody in the middle just seems to kind of not know who I am, or they do have a sense of who I am, but they really don't hear me having conversations like this. Or, sorry, maybe like the 1% or 2% of the friends of the all the acquaintances between the polars know who I am, that 1-2%. I don't really have that many best friends. I typically only want 1 to 3 very close people in my life. I'd rather that. I'm normally to myself nowadays. I'm not, like, I go out, I have fun, I have a blast, but I'm just kind of like, I just do me. And when people summon me, then that's when I come out. I like feeling needed. I like feeling that, I like feeling that I entertain people enough that they'd want me to, enjoy their company. And that's fine. But I'd rather be working, or I'd rather be doing something that I love to do and not really have fun. So that's why I'm trying to have more fun now, to see the value in it. Lately I've been more of a place of, hey, what's relevant to me? What's not relevant to me? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? Based off of what's relevant to me. I guess I'm more hard focused now. I'm more productive, but I'm almost as equally as non-productive as I am productive. And I can safely say that I can do nothing and not feel like the urgency, although I know it's still there. It can be healthily repressed. And so I would say that, working on, my core fears and my desires, they've been more lax. I'm not really in a place where I'm doing something super me right now. I'm working in car sales, so I'm doing things that I like to do, and I have an environment that I enjoy. And so kind of everything is coming together. The only things I wish about my life that I could do better in is just kind of just more financially, just get to my financial goals, stay on, be consistent with, ironically, hypocritically, be more consistent in my balance in life, with my family, with my finances, with my passions, and it's pretty much this like striving for security that is hindering that balance. Once I have that security, then I've kind of reached that threshold of being able to kind of do all these other things. Because right now, ideally, I just needed my scooter, and I just want my cat, and I just want to have $50,000 in my bank account and not worry, and not have to worry about anything, and then that would kind of give me more freedom. And beyond all this, to find somebody of just a value that I appreciate, and to be with somebody that is somebody that I want to be with, and to have a life with that person, and just and just to continue dating and doing that, make more friends, which I am doing, and I'm kind of proud of myself. I want to kind of be able to visit all of my family, have the finances to visit, because I have a big family, just to travel, make sure that my siblings are living secure lives, because right now they're not, to spend more time with my dad, because he is getting older. And, I want to make sure that I do spend, I want to make sure he's living a secure life too. So I've always lived, I grew up in a life of insecurity, and instability, and I'm trying to just um, counteract those mindsets, and really strive for stability and balance and security, financial security, emotional security. Do things that I love to do and enjoy everything that I do at work, and work smarter, not harder, and just be good, and I'm getting there. Um, it's hard. It's a frustrating road, so I end up, because it's frustrating, I tend to just want to work that much harder, you know, um, and like right now, like today, I mean, lately I've just, you know, being me, I've hung out so much with friends lately, and I've just been working, and I spend, now that I'm not seeing anybody right now currently, um, I want to really focus on my me time again, and read and develop, and do more YouTube, and put more content out there for you guys, and just content in general to help whomever it may concern. Um, and just kind of be more present with the world, and stuff like that. So being type 3, obviously, if you've read up on type 3s, hopefully you get the vibe that I'm very kind of not just productive, but I'm very goal oriented. I'm very thinking forward. I tend to think very innovatively for my own life, for challenges, for things, for goals. Very passionate, very, very passionate. Unlike, I think, stereotypical type 3s, um, I do have a very emotional, intimate side to me. I actually want to be a communications coach, like, as a goal in the future for both, businesses and consumers, for people and for businesses. I want to work with both. I guess anything that's the ENFP part of me that comes out. I'm just very self-aware of how I'm feeling, and aware of um, how others are being or feeling as well. And I feel like I see a lot. Um, but that doesn't say that I equally as much have the side to me that, as aware as I can be around others, with empathy, I can have a lot of apathy as well. And I feel like I don't really talk a lot about that. I don't talk a lot about of what I don't understand, and how I affect other people. And sometimes I just don't care about a lot. I sometimes, like, I mean, I have a not give a shit attitude about a lot of things. Sometimes when it comes to people, I can just really do damage, and then I could just not care, and then that's it. I can be kind of tyrannical with people sometimes when I really want to be. And um, am I proud of that? No, because I know it's just me reacting to how that person, or my values, how opposed my values are making me feel. Opposing values are making me feel. Um, and so within all this, type 3s are, I feel like, normally in a particular place. They usually have security. They normally have, they're living a typical lifestyle, I feel like. But for me, I'm striving to that, because I have all over the place kind of personality, and I don't have that consistency, because I don't have, a lot of things a lot of characteristics and skills that I wish I did have, which I'm building towards, that I feel like I am kind of handicapped in some ways, but I still enjoy my life the way that it is. Um, I'm just striving for that balance, and I think that once I do get it, um, everything's just going to come together, pretty much. And eventually I'll value the middle ground of friendships more than like intimate relationships, and my professional life. Maybe I'll find like a balance with that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. But so far, I've just been all about dating and meeting women, and just seeing if, like, just trying to get out of dating, to be honest, just trying to find somebody. Um, and with my professional work life, I just want to do my entrepreneurial endeavors, but to get there, I need to have that financial security. And I feel that I don't want to. There's a part of me that doesn't want to explore anything until I have that security, because once I have that security, then I feel that I will be able to provide for that one person that I do meet, and and to go a long way and to move forward. And without that security, without having that first, I feel like I can't go anywhere else. And so right now, that's why I focus on work so much, because the fear of where I just was in the beginning of January, February, it just really scared me. The fact that I let myself get to that kind of place, um, being homeless, just not making the right decisions. Um, it just kind of, it like infuriates me, and it's unsettling that I allowed myself to get there. And like just yesterday, I was walking home. I was taking the bus home from work, and these two homeless people came up to me, and they're like asking for money. And in my mindset is, listen, like, I went from homeless and no money 2 months ago to not homeless, have a job, have an apartment, everything in 2 months. And so you can't tell me that there aren't things you can do and that are in your power to do to get yourself out of the situation. I have zero tolerance for people who complain. Um, I don't complain. I just strive and amount to be what I am wanting. I wasn't complaining when I was in a homeless shelter. I was very taskful, and I'm like, okay, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this until I get out of the situation. And that's what I do in every situation when I'm trying to overcome a challenge. It's just I get very taskful, and I get very innovative, and I just want to solve it, and I want to get out of it, get through it, and move on. Um, you know, uh, so yeah, okay. So let's talk about my image. So my image right now is just pretty non-existent. I'm just kind of existing in reality without my coaching, without anything that I particularly really want to do. I'm just a car salesman, and I'm just kind of doing that, and I'm just me, and and notice I'm just like talking about, because my work is my go-to. Who I am, my work, but I am more than my work. I got to remember that. Um, me, I'm just Dan. I'm goofy. I'm like just this dude. And sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I just do whatever the fuck I want to do. And sometimes I'm like the epitome of what a human version of a cat is. Um, and I can just be very, like, assertive with my, interpersonal friendships. I could be very logical. I could be very understanding, but I can just be very egoic with what I think is right, what I think is wrong, what I think is better for people, what I think is not better for people. Saving people, trying to save people time, enjoying my friendships, but at the same time, I want my friendships to really be centered around personal growth and evolving, the evolution of friendships and ourselves within them. Um, you know, I uh, I enjoy, sport. I don't enjoy sports. I enjoy athletics. I enjoy working out. I enjoy cycling. I enjoy things that just keep me moving, like running. Um, I don't like activities that like make me stand still. But I like reading. It's for a different purpose. So like I like reading. I like anything that I can grow it within. Um, I hate when people waste my time. I hate when people aren't considerate of what I want, because I'm so alert and aware of what other people's needs are. So I'm very hyper aware of where people are. And um, I just find it, I get insulted easily, you know, and it's not because I'm sensitive, but I'm just very hyper aware of people and people's feelings and what people want, their hidden motives and desires. And and I see this all like in a system in a sense, and I just kind of see it all I can bring it all together. And so, some of my friends right now, you know, there are positives and negatives to all of them. Nobody's perfect, neither am I. And I'm becoming more and more aware of that I'm not, I can tend to be a difficult friend to have, but I choose to be that way because, I don't want just anybody to be able to be friends with me. I want somebody to really understand me. I want people to understand what I want and what I need out of a friendship, and to reciprocate that within the friendship. I just don't believe that I should be friends with anybody just for fucking no reason. I believe that there's got to be relevancy there, and sometimes that relevancy does end, and you have to move on. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that explains a lot of where I'm trying to get at with this. It's kind of hard to talk about all this stuff without looking at a screen, telling you about, the more obvious things. But I can go into a little bit about that. I'm actually going to do that. So like right now, like I go on the Enneagram Institute website and I look at the type 3, and I look a lot at the different levels of development. I think I'm hovering around 4 and 3 right now. Sometimes 2, like sometimes I have my 2 moments of like the 9, I think. There's 9. Yeah. So like I'll read number 4 to you. Highly concerned with their performance, doing their job well, constantly driving self to achieve goals as if self-worth depends on it. Yeah, very, very much so lately. Terrified of failure, not really terrified. Compare self with others in search for status and success. Become careerists, social climbers, invested in exclusivity and being the best. I have those urges, but I think the 3 is more me. Ambitious to improve. It goes up in like lower in level, but up in development. 3 is a better place. It's ambitious to improve themselves, to be the best they can be, often become outstanding, a human ideal, embodying widely admired cultural qualities, highly effective. Others are motivated to be like them in some positive way. And so I see this a lot at my work. People will come to my desk and ask for advice, ask like how to kind of mediate their situations, and I guess it comes with the trade, right? The mediator. So I can see a lot of at work how people do value me subtly and appreciate my presence. And I do strive just to kind of be the best of who I am with my clients, and I try to be as genuine and authentic as I can. Although it's actually kind of funny because that's like it's like a caveat almost, because, and I'll go into this real quick. Relating to 3s, there's definitely like a spiritual thing. Hold on, there's something that I read. Strengths: enthusiastic, action-oriented, problem-solving, successful, efficient, practical, and competent. Image-driven, overworked, impatient, competitive, out of touch with feelings. But wait, there's another thing that I wanted to read. What type 3s tell us about themselves, right? So at work and this, in general, I identify with accomplishment and success. Fine. My image drives my needs to work hard and look good. Yeah. And so like, I don't want to look not good. I always want to make sure that I look competent. I am, able. I'm an able person. I seek approval and acceptance based on performance. Absolutely. Right. This month isn't the best right now. I'm highly competitive and love winning. Yeah, that's true. I only participate in things I think I can win at. I feel constant pressure to perform. Absolutely. And I enjoy it, to be honest. Take goals and recognition to reclaim the truth that love comes to. All right. So my life lesson should be to reclaim the truth that love comes to you because of who you are, not because of what you do. And I got to work more on that right now. I've been so centered on security and the pressure to just get security that I've been lacking my truth of love to be, to just be who I am and to love who I am, not what I want to do. And so and this is what I was trying to do, my path of integration, my mental, my vanity is hope, and my emotional is deceit over is honesty, right? And so I have a hard time, I guess, being honestly. um, and I don't know what it means by vanity and hope. I forgot what vanity means. Vanity means excessive pride or admiration. Oh, okay. So I'm very hopeful, I guess. I guess that's what that means. Um, so so it says here that the aspect of awareness called the inner observer allows us to witness the internal patterns that drive outer behavior. The practice consists of focusing inwardly, becoming aware of those thoughts, sensations, and other objects for attention and arise within us. As we become more present, our type patterns begin to relax and respectively increase. Okay, well, that makes sense. Take a moment to reflect on the following principles. So for me, I'm just going to talk a little bit about, I guess, what these mean to me. Our innate values does not depend on how others see us. Um, and I totally agree with this. I believe that, I have like this impeding value that I try to build, um, and I want to just be so impenetrable that that no matter who you are, it has no weight over how I carry my life. Feelings are a natural part of life. It's just so true. Beyond everything that I do and am, my feelings pretty much drive everything I do. Love comes from being as well as from doing. Again, we just talked about this. I really want to work on this a lot. I'm just trying, and that's why I'm trying to have more fun in my life, just so I can just be and not do, and be lethargic and not productive. Just to kind of be more in tune with that. Failures can be opportunities for learning and growth. I've always known that intrinsically. Everything is not dependent on our efforts. When we slow down and let things be, we can be truly present for ourselves and others. So it's not really all about succeeding. That's how I see that phrase. It's not all about what we're trying to do, but it's about kind of letting things be as they are, and be with the people and within those moments. And I think that's what matters. Let's see. I think relating to me, I think this is pretty accurate. I read this before. Let them know that you care regardless, or I'm just going to say this in a first person. Let me know that you care regardless of my accomplishments. Encourage me to pay attention to my feelings. Show and tell me what's really important to me. Kind of, I guess, re-verify that with what I want, like what is important, what I value. Express your appreciation for what I do, and join me in being active, getting results, and earning recognition. See, this sounds like really good people to be around already. um, but yeah, I think I'm going to end this here, guys. This has been a very long video, and I have other things to do today. So I appreciate you for being with me for as long as you have. If you are at this moment in time with me, please subscribe, ask for any kind of video content. I will surely make it, and I'll give more progress on some of these things later. Maybe towards the end of the summer, I'll make another progress video or something, and I'll talk more about being a type 3, or maybe we can do a live event where we all talk about it. A lot more video content to come to you guys, and I hope to see you around in the near future on this channel. So, looking for activity. I have that Slack channel for personal growth that I'm trying to start up, and everything else that I'm doing. And yeah, always looking to talk to you guys on an interview basis, live streaming wise. So, you guys can always just jump on in if you guys want to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you later, and thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.